Broken window theory, parenting, social reform, and healthcare. Why should you care? The broken window theory is a concept in criminology that explains how visible signs of disorder and neglect in an environment can encourage more serious crime. You can check out the podcast I published last to know more about that in detail. Hi, this is Dr. Amrita, and you're listening to the Health Wealth Bridge podcast. The origin of the broken window theory was in 1982 by social scientists James Q. Wilson and George L. Kelling in an article in the Atlantic. Though I'll be talking about the very serious topic of broken window theory in healthcare, education, and parenting, you will have a chance to watch how I have grown a beautiful garden in the village my husband grew up in. I have a new book, Blogchatter and the Indian Blogger Revolution. Blogchatter created community. It's a blogging platform. They held our hands and told us to keep writing when everyone shouted blogs were dead. They helped us write books when people claimed no one read. Find the link to my new book in the description of the podcast. You will also find links to all my other books. Back to the topic now. The core idea of the broken window theory is that small signs of disorder signal that nobody is maintaining control, which can lead to escalating crime. Like when a broken window in a building is left unrepaired, people assume that no one cares about the property. More window gets broken, people break in, vandalism, petty crimes increase. Eventually, there might be serious crime. That's why you need to take care of the property you are buying so that something like that doesn't happen. So whenever you are buying property, it needs to be in a place where you can take care of it. So broken window theory can also be a part of your investment strategy. The theory argues that maintaining order prevents bigger crime. It's like a stitch in time saves none. Simple examples, like in urban neighborhood, there is graffiti, litter, broken street lights. It signals neglect, that people don't care. The people who live there, they simply don't care. Crime increases. When there is public transport problem like fare evasion, people begin ignoring other rules. And there is more law and order problems. In schools, when minor rule violations are ignored, serious misconduct can happen. This policy impacted very strongly in New York in the 1990s. It influenced policing. Under Mayor Rudyard Giuliani and Police Commissioner William Bratton, police focused on small offences like graffiti, subway fare evasion, public drinking. The idea was that controlling small disorder prevents serious crime. In modern use, this can be applied beyond crime, like urban planning, maintaining clean, well-lit spaces, workplaces where rule violations are addressed early. Online platforms where moderating toxic behavior when happens early prevents bullying and other problems. Broken window theory in healthcare is especially important. It increasingly, when applied to healthcare system, hospitals, and public health, explains how small signs of neglect or poor systems can lead to larger failures in care, safety, and trust. I have addressed all this in detail in my blog post series, which you will find a link to in the description of the podcast. In hospital environment and patient safety, broken window can be small lapses in standards of care, like dirty wards, poorly maintained equipment, broken beds. In states like Kerala, has partly been linked to closure of small neighborhood clinics. A society needs access to education, healthcare, and rules to follow approximately for functioning and growth. When these simple things don't work as expected, then it leads to breakdown of trust between the people. As stakeholders of society, we all need to actively repair broken windows. The broken window theory is increasingly applied to healthcare systems, hospitals, and public health to explain how small signs of neglect or poor systems can lead to larger failures in care, safety, and trust. And that's where the RG Court doctor rape and murder incident in West Bengal didn't just show broken window. It showed a breakdown of all pillars of society, law and order, as well as governance. If we talk about early warning signs of an ill healthcare system, we know what they are. The dirty wards, the poorly maintained equipment, overcrowding in wards and outpatient, broken beds, Poor hygiene, dirty stairs, dirty toilets, absence of toilets for patients, their family members, doctors, nurses, other staff are all important signs to keep in mind. Entry of dogs, cats, rats inside hospital premises are a strict no no. Poor clearing and disposal of garbages are also signs that we need to keep in mind. Over time, this will lead to serious problems. While we talk about broken window in everything, education is a touchy topic. Restoring accountability at the smallest level needs good intent. In many regions of West Bengal, the decline of the government schools as well as the private school quality rarely begins with dramatic failures. Instead, it often starts with small, tolerated irregularities. Minor cheating during internal exams, incomplete lesson planning, irregular attendance, poorly maintained classroom. Small breaches become routine.
I'll check. What is the
Teacher recruitment is one area where this becomes particularly visible. In the irregularities of the recruitment process of the West Bengal School Service Commission, it has been documented in official records that proper care wasn't taken to recruit teachers. Primary information about these irregularities has been discussed in judicial observation of the Calcutta High Court. Applying the broken window perspective to education means that reforms should address small but visible indicators of disorder. At the government policy level, structural safeguards are equally important. The principle is simple. When everyday standards are consistently maintained, trust in the entire system gradually returns. Education system thrives when the smallest standards are taken seriously. Repairing the broken window of education, whether they appear as minor ethical lapses, administrative irregularities, or neglected facilities, help prevent deeper institutional decline. You must not fool yourselves. You are the easiest person to fool, was said by Richard Feynman. While I talk about education, it's important to know that you can take care of your own education when there's the World Wide Web. The broken window in education is especially important. The education in West Bengal right now is facing large scandals, institutional collapses. At your disposal. That is empowering. You were listening to Dr. Amrita on the Health Well Bridge podcast. Links in the description. Follow for more.